All right, we back in the building. We back in the building. Top of the morning. You already know I'm Blue Devil, and today we back with another video reaction. Now look, I haven't dropped a piece of content this early in a long time, bro. But we making a lot of changes at the hater world. A lot of changes. I don't have a lot of updates for you guys right now. All I'm gonna tell you is this: make sure you cut your grass daily. Make sure you stay on point daily. Because the day that you don't cut your grass and the day you're not on point is the day you're going to have snakes in your grass trying to destroy everything you have built. Now, if you can't decipher that, I don't know what to tell you. All right, but if you can, then you know what time it is. With that being said, we got a lot of changes coming. Stay tuned. Trust me and believe in me. All right. Meanwhile, we going to get to this piece of content. Afroman from Palmdale goes in on Lefty Gunplay and says some very disrespectful, distasteful, racial comments towards Raza, bro. And I think somebody got to stand up and say something, bro, because I think that the Mexican people, the Raza, has been kicking back, allowing people to disrespect and not say nothing in return, bro. And all because people want to be unbiased. They don't want to get loud. They don't want to be disrespectful. But sometimes you got to do that, bro. Okay? So we're going to watch this video brought to us by Hater World Media. And we're going to see what Afroman is talking about. So make sure you guys go over to Hater World Media. A lot of news. Go subscribe. And I am looking for an editor, bro. And I've been saying it for the longest. And people hit me up and I forget to tap back in. But if you know how to use Instagram, hit me up, bro. Let's shake up the culture, bro. All right. Let's go ahead and play the entire clip of Afroman, and then we'll come back and we'll give our thoughts on this situation. All right? Meanwhile, hit the subscribe, hit the like, tap in, and let's get to it, bro. Let's go. Palmdale rapper Afroman goes in on Lefty Gunplay for his prison politics. You hate black people.
I was listening to that Lefty guy talk. He was like, yeah, in the penitentiary, we got ours. We let the blacks know, like, yo, you guys are over there, but we got ours. Oh, but when he gets out the penitentiary, oh, he wants to rap like the black guys he want to in the penitentiary. No, keep that same energy when you get out the penitentiary. No. Don't come over here using our rap music. You go over there and sing La Bamba. And a black dude wrote that from what I heard. I was
Let's play it one more time, bro. That way it could sink in to our head, through our pores. You know, it can really, we could lather in what he's saying, bro. That way we can answer correctly. Let's go.
To that Lefty guy talk. He was like, yeah, in the penitentiary, we got ours. We let the blacks know, like, yo, you guys are over there, but we got ours. Oh, but when he gets out the penitentiary, oh, he wants to rap like the black guys he want to in the penitentiary. No, keep that same energy when you get out the penitentiary. No. Don't come over here using our rap music. You go over there and sing La Bamba. And a black dude wrote that from what I heard.
All right. He said he was watching Lefty Gunplay interview on Vlad TV, and that Lefty was talking about in prison, the blacks have sections, the Mexicans have sections, the whites have sections. And we got to live by these standards when you go to jail or you go to prison. We got to live by these standards, and we got to follow protocol and fall in line to a program that was there before a lot of us were even born, right? Blacks included. Blacks run a certain program. The Raza runs a program. Paisas run a program. Whites, everybody runs their program according to their people, their politics, their side of the fence, whatever you might want to call it, right? Now, people are going to come on here and say the blacks have no politics. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They have cars, bro. All right? They have cars, Bloods, Crips, and then they got sub cars. And then they got this and that. They got politics, bro. Okay? A lot different from the politics that a homie would run. Now, I'm not going to tell you what they are because I'm not here to tell you what a Southside politic is. I don't do that on the internet. Now, if you want somebody to break down these Southside politics, go watch a Dropout. He'll tell you everything you need to know, bro. You know, but right here, we're going to keep it straight and narrow because we're not here to get nobody in trouble, including myself. Now, let's get back to what he was saying. He was saying that Lefty goes to jail and basically can't talk to a black, can't say hello to a black. But when he comes out, he wants to kick it with the blacks and rap with the blacks. So stay with the Mexicans when you come out. He said, go sing La Bamba. He said, go, what the fuck? He goes, go sing La Bamba. And that was written by a black man too. Listen, it's okay to be black and proud. That's fire, bro. It's okay to be Mexican and proud. That's dope. It's okay to be white and proud. That's fire. Because that, if that's who you are, if that's your people, if you're a black man and you're black and proud like Afroman, that's dope. You're supposed to be proud that you're black. And you're supposed to be, you know, a voice and speak up if you got a platform. If Lefty is Mexican and he's proud to be Mexican and have whatever he might be, that's dope. You know, because that's who you are. You didn't ask to be born a black man. You didn't ask to be born a white man. Okay? But you are what you are, right? Now, I don't believe prison politics should mix in with the free world because they don't mesh and they're not the same. When you go to prison, it's a set of rules that are already set there for certain fucking reasons and probably reasons you shouldn't even ask. Just follow in order to be able to do what you got to do and come home, right? Now, it doesn't define who you are on the outs because when you go to prison or jail, you got to conform to those standards of living, right? Living standards. You don't go to prison or jail and say, I'm going to continue to do whatever I want because there's a set of rules. It's like the government in the United States of America. You don't come to the United States of America and make your own rules. You can't come to the USA and say, hey, I'm gonna start doing this and doing that. No, because there's rules. There's consequences if you break these rules. And the same goes for prison. When you go to prison, it's a set of rules that you gotta follow these guidelines. It doesn't define who you are in real life, bro. Okay? Because you gotta adapt to those circumstances. You gotta adapt to that way of life to be able to get through the storm and be able to make it back home. Okay? Now, whatever those reasons were put in prison, hey, I don't know why, but you got to follow them, right? Just like the rules out here in the streets by the popo. Who knows why they put them? For order, law and order, but you got to follow them. Now, Lefty does music with Kendrick Lamar. We know he's a Grammy award-winning artist. He does music with a bunch of black rappers, Mexican rappers, shit, anybody that got talent, right? So that alone should show you that he's not a type of person that's only trying to use a certain type of culture and be a culture vulture. Plus, he's from an area in LA, St. Gabriel Valley, that don't really have a lot of racial tension, right? Baldwin Park. I don't believe there's a black gang in Baldwin Park. And if there is, I think there's one. But I could be wrong. So I don't think the prison politics should follow you into the streets, right? Or at least into your career of being an artist. So I think Afroman is definitely in the wrong. Very disrespectful and very distasteful, bro. Now this seems to me like it's coming from a place of hate. Like a place where it's like, why is this Mexican in my craft? Why is he doing music when music belongs to the blacks? Now we're not gonna argue who it belongs to. We're not going to sit here and say who started it. We're not going to sit here and say who runs it. But I feel that anybody can do anything they want because we live in a country where we're free, right? So we're all capable of being able to do anything that we want to do. Now you gotta do it in the right way, bro. You gotta pay homage. You gotta respect. You gotta show that you know what you're doing. And I think Lefty Gunplay has checked all those boxes. He shows homage to who was before him. He pays respect to the black rappers. He does everything with a sense of, I know that I'm supposed to do this, do this, do this, give respect, pay homage, give credit, whoop de woo and whoop de woo. So if he's doing all the right things, bro, what else do you want from the man? I think sometimes a lot of these old heads talk from a place of hate, bro, because they haven't accomplished what a lot of these youngsters are accomplishing nowadays. A lot of these rappers today that are old heads didn't accomplish nothing back in the 90s, early 2000s, right? Whether it was money, accomplishments, awards, whatever it might be. And now they see somebody climb to the top, and instead of seeing a fellow minority and saying, damn, Lefty Gunplay, damn, that fool went to Pelican Bay, he with the shits, he got tats, he's from the streets, and that fool fucking shows homage and pays respect, and Kendrick Lamar chose him out of so many people. Maybe he's doing something right, bro. Salute to the youngster, homie. Make it to the top, bro. As a matter of fact, I'm Afroman. Let's work. Nah, bro. The hate, the disgust, and the disrespect. So now you ask yourself, who's really the racist? The Mexican kid that works with all the blacks and works with all the Raza and does what he can for who he can when he can? Or the black man that's disgruntled, angry, and mad that a Mexican kid made it to the top and he didn't? Jealousy and hate, bro, will really ruin your life. Jealousy and hate will really ruin your life. See, now, if Lefty Gunplay was weak-minded, he will allow this to get under his skin, and he would probably shoot back and fuck up his bridges with a lot of black homies. But Lefty is not stupid, and neither is Soulless. They will not respond to this garbage. I can guarantee my life on it, and I can guarantee that they won't get caught up in the drama. So Afroman is not going to get a reply. Now, once again, to close out this statement, the goal for every youngster watching this is stay out of jail, stay free. I know sometimes the circumstances around you make you do things that give you penitentiary chances, and that's something that we gotta do because we were dealt certain cards, right? And it is what it is. If you have to go to prison, then you have to adapt to those circumstances. But don't let it change who you are on the free. Don't let it change who you are inside. When you get put in a situation, you have to adapt. You have to, bro. Get dropped in the middle of the jungle. Get dropped in the middle of the jungle. See if you don't have to kill to survive, to eat. But you ain't never done that before. But now you have to because your circumstances have changed. So when you go to prison, you got to adapt because your circumstance had changed. But when you come home from that jungle and you make it back to the streets, you're right back to who you really are. So don't let dudes like this pump you up, bro, because I see a lot of people in the comments that are agreeing with them and a lot of dudes that disagree. Don't let them pump you up, bro. Don't let them fill your heart with hate. If you're Mexican, you're cool with the blacks, continue. If you're black and you're cool with the Mexicans, continue. Don't let somebody fill your heart with hate, bro. And with that being said, salute to Lefty Gunplay, salute to Afroman, bro. I think he's blinded but it is what it is. I'm Blue Devil. Hit the like button. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, bro. Remember, live by this slogan. Success over friends. And cut your grass. Because you never know. You never know. Let's go.